So what you're looking at here is our recently installed half bathroom. I installed this December of 2015, so we're going to be coming up on the 4 years soon here. And there's a full commode downstairs. This is a half. And in all honesty, I have no idea how the previous owner did it, because they bought the house in 48, sold it to us in 2012, and they had 7 kids in the house with them, plus the mommy and the daddy, so that's 9 total. So they went 60 some odd years in the same property with 1 commode. My wife and I we're a family of 5, and I was desperate to get this thing installed. So this is fully functional. Our toilet seat hinge, maybe, let me just pull this over so we can all see what we're looking at. My toilet seat hinge cracked off just the other night, so we need a new toilet seat for this one. So I'm going to take a few minutes and swap this thing out. So I'm just going to take a few moments here, take off the old one, and drop the new one on. Very common, you've got debris on the top here, and I have to take a few moments just to rinse that off. This is a Sani flow up flush toilet, where it has a, I believe I'm pronouncing it correctly, they call it a macerator, whereas, let's just move this and I'll show you real quick. So the toilet will flush into this box, and then you have a vent tube that goes outside, and then this tube I've got coming up makes a U up here, a really tight bend here, and then I've got it coming back down into the end of the soil stack that goes to the roof. And then you'll also notice that I've got, you might ask, why do I have this big extension on there? I've got the big extension on there mainly because after reading the directions on the upflush toilet, it basically says, it more or less portrays that you don't want any direct fall from the grinder box. What will end up happening is, and at least this is what the direction said, was if you have a direct fall into the waistline, you could siphon water out of your bowl and break your gas seal, so then you'll have sewer gases coming into the room. So that's one of the reasons why I have it extended up and then back down and then plugged into the soil stack, to eliminate that problem. And in this situation, you've already just seen, maybe I'll just show you again real quick. I've got it going up about 4 feet. So this is the upside, this is the downside that goes into the soil stack. And like I said, probably about a 4-foot run, just so that it's not going to siphon water out of the bowl, and then I'm going to have sewer gases coming into the house. And maybe just real quick for video purposes, I'll just flush this real quick so you hear what it sounds like. Kind of on the loud side, but for a quick path of least resistance, to have a half bath in an old empty closet that was doing nothing, I think it was a good move. So here's an idea of what it sounds like. And then it fills pretty quickly too. It's a pretty quick fill. Probably takes, definitely less than a minute. And then also in this configuration, I've got the pedestal sink in here too, which also exits into the box for washing of hands and whatever else people do in half baths. So we're at that point. I got the new toilet seat. Yeah, because the old one's over there, so that makes sense. So we will just place this on, open this up, and then we just drop these in. And aside from me talking here and giving explanations, we're really only talking about maybe a 4 or 5 minute swap out to really get something like this installed and ready to be functional. And you're basically you're threading them in, cranking down on them hand tight first, obviously. And then I've got my screwdriver that I'm going to use to just firm them up. And as always, when you're dealing with porcelain, granted these are plastic anyway, so you're probably not going to get a lot of torque out of them anyhow. Well, I guess you could, depending on the type of plastic, but with porcelain, you really don't want to crank on them anyway. Because if you go too tight, it'll go snap, crackle, pop, and it'll be gone. And then you'll be in the market for a new toilet after you do that. And through the magic of video, and in just a few moments here, this will be installed, and you'll be able to put your keister down and use it for whatever you need it for. And then you want to give it an eyeball adjustment so it's at least somewhat centered. See how that looks. And of course, it doesn't need to be like completely aesthetically perfect. And like I said, not too much tension, because number one, you're dealing with plastic parts and a porcelain bowl. And now, since this is a slow close, it closes nice and easy. Doesn't make a lot of noise, which is a positive, because we got the little 3.5-year-old's bedroom just right to the back side of me here. And he's a real big napper. He'll nap from, at least right now, to date, he naps from about 12:30 to 3:30, and typically when we're at 3:30, we gotta get him up, so he's a big napper. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, I have to crack these off in order to, okay, I need to go grab another tool. That's okay, that'll only take me a moment. Yeah, because I have to close these caps. And if I don't, I can't get that opened all the way. Let me go grab that. Can I crack it off this way? I can. Bump. So that was more or less, well, you probably just saw it through the magic of video, but stick the screwdriver down, go to one side or the other, and gingerly, of course, throw the excess pieces in. Put your caps down. Look at this. Perfectly functional, slow close toilet seat. we get a slow close for the one downstairs too. And I think I'm going to conclude this. Good installation, center flow up flush toilet, slow close toilet seat. I think my job's done. See you next time.